A viewer called For Freedom writes, "It is truly remarkable and powerful to see people helping people. Leave the politics and politicians on the bench if you want stuff to get done well. I share your hope for the rest, but unfortunately, as a realist, I don't share your level of optimism for this bunch. It won't be long before everyone, except the people of Fort Mac, are back to the usual." Hey, thanks. Did you know that we hit $150,000 last night after just 5 days at RebuildFortMac.ca? And here's what's even more amazing. As of this afternoon, when I last checked our sign-up list, we have 591 people who've signed up to go to Fort McMurray, once it's safe and things are more organized, to volunteer to help rebuild in any way, even if it's just menial work like sweeping or gathering up garbage or just providing support to the pros, like just handing out water bottles or whatever. 591 people have signed up at RebuildFortMac.ca. I thought we'd just need to rent one school bus or something. I think we're going to need a whole fleet, a whole caravan now. Seriously, that's going to be an amazing day. Like I say, we haven't pinned down the details yet, but I imagine it might be something like this. We'd probably meet at a central location in Edmonton, like a bus station or a mall parking lot, probably at 5 a.m. Seriously, 5 a.m. because it's a 5.5-hour drive. So we'd get some egg muffins from McDonald's and coffees for the bus ride. Once we arrived in Fort Mac, we'd spend the whole day working, probably from 11 a.m. till 7 p.m. Then we'd either head back down to Edmonton, getting back at, say, 1 a.m. or so a very long day, or maybe we'd work out a way to stay overnight so we'd be able to do another day's work before going back the next night. I'd rather do that given how long the drive is. Obviously, we're still working out these details. It's a huge project, but doesn't it sound great? Actually going and doing physical labor to literally help rebuild Fort Mac, almost like Habitat for Humanity. That's our website, RebuildFortMac.ca. You know, when we first came up with the idea, I genuinely thought only a couple dozen folks would sign up, so it would be a pretty easy thing, like one bus, but 591 people, so even if only half of that number actually come through, is huge. So we've got to get working on this logistical challenge right now. If we're going to be ready in a few weeks when the city's safe and begins its official cleanup, we've got to get ready now. So what better way than to call upon you, Rebel volunteers, to help organize, not just staff this day, but to organize it too. Especially since here at Rebel World Headquarters, we're not as close to the action. So if you want to be a volunteer leader to help us get our rebuilding plan in place, to be a bus captain or a lunch captain, or to liaise with the city, please sign up for that. We have now added other categories for super volunteers who will help us lead this large project. If you want to be one of these super volunteers to help us get it off the ground, please go to RebuildFortMac.ca and please sign up to help us organize this important trip. I am so excited about it. I'm going to go out there. I know that Sheila and Holly from our Alberta team will be out there too. You're all invited, but if you want to help us with the planning now, boy, we sure could use it. I'm worried it's such a big challenge. It is literally 10 times bigger than we thought it would be. But with your help, we can do it. So go to RebuildFortMac.ca. Thanks for watching. Click here to never miss a Rebel update. Want even more of the Rebel? Well, click here to become a premium member.